basement, me, my pen and my pad. Started thinking about things I never had. Was broke as a joke, ain't never laughed.
What did we say? What did we say? What, bro? See, I love being on the I'm almost never on the side of the majority. Since last year, we have been on the opposite end of the AJ Brown is not happy train. We have been on the opposite end. And there have been some questionable moments, AJ Brown tweets, other things, but what what do we have here? We're gonna put it up. We are gonna put it up. We're also gonna talk about Howie Roseman press conference, some Jalen Hurts stuff, and we are going to put it up. We are going to put it up on the screen. Well. That's all I have. That's all I have to say. And before people hop on the comment sections, like a lot of people were doing, saying, and we're gonna go into the keep the same energy for women, black. We're gonna get into this because I got some receipts. I got some stuff. So Robert Griffin's been cooking on Twitter. So before you hop in the comment, before you go off, I want to just ask yourself, who has ever resigned when they did nothing wrong? Just ask yourself, who do you know, famous person, when have they ever resigned if they did nothing wrong? I'll wait. I'll still wait because this was the either resign, either bow out or get forced out. Either resign or we will put out a statement, you have been fired. Either way, you are done. You are cooked. Dianna Russini, you're done. That's what they told her. Bow out or force out. There's no gracious, I'm leaving to go pursue opportunities, bullshit. There's none of that. You're done. Okay, we're probably going to see her pop up on some other podcasts in a month, but mainstream media, you are done. Once again, I don't care. As an Eagles fan, I do not care. I mean, as a person, maybe like it's not my business, but I don't like. I care. Like you shouldn't be, whatever. I don't care about my affair, my brave. I don't care. I thought journalistic integrity mattered. I don't care about alleged affair. Like, if she was doing this with like another coach that had nothing to do with whatever she was covering, okay, it's not great, whatever. I thought journalistic integrity mattered. You cannot be reporting on something. It's just like, okay, I got told I cannot play on the Michigan lacrosse team and also cover that team. Because what is it? Bias, conflict of interest. What the hell is going on here where people are they're just missing the plot. They're missing the boat. You cannot be in a relationship with someone secretive and also be forcing news out about a player. You're trying to get that player to go to that person you're interested in team. You can't do that. That is the point. I'm sorry, like people who got there's no misogyny, there's no targeted attack on Dianna Russini. This is journalistic integrity, conflict of interest. There's no, I'm a man, Paul, so I can't say it. I'm sorry. This has nothing to do, once again, Eagles fans do not care about the fact that she's out doing like other things outside of work. That's not what we're mad about. Eagles fans are mad about you cannot be seen like hanging out with the head coach of the team you are covering and trying to get one of our players to go to. That is the point. And for people who can't comprehend, there you can't comprehend up here. I'm sorry, you're slow. I'm sorry, I don't know. I don't know what else to say to you. I don't know how to explain it because that once again, if she did nothing wrong, why doesn't she still have a job? If she didn't do anything wrong, like you guys are claiming, and she's just living her life, she's just doing her empowerment, why doesn't she still have a job? I, just ask yourself. In today's world of people are getting away with too much, in my opinion, why doesn't she still have a job? Why did she resign? Knowing that if she didn't resign, she was going to get fired. And you know what? Now that this is out, official resignation and everything is out, I need I better see someone talking about it. Because now, you know, see Robert Griffin has been cooking on Twitter. So Robert Griffin said, and this is our next segue. Tweet Robert Griffin. They definitely told her to resign or she was getting fired. Now, every single major media network should be covering this on TV tomorrow since there is clarity and finality on Dianna Russini's future at The Athletic. They didn't give Ime Udoka any grace. So people thought that because, I don't know why, I don't know why this is narrative going around. People thought that I was going after Dianna Russini because she's a woman. When, first off, people know how I feel about Emmanuel Acho. People know how I feel about Skip Bayless, Stephen, like other like men, not just men, black men in journalism. People know how I feel. So there's first off, that doesn't make sense. Second off, when Ime Udoka had his thing, Malika Andrews, who once again, I haven't heard a word. ESPN, we haven't heard a word. We didn't have any, we didn't have all the facts. We didn't have any of the stuff. Y'all talked about Ime Udoka. Y'all talked about Sharon Moore without having all the facts. Y'all talked about Shannon Sharp. You talked about it. Stephen A. Smith, you talked about Ime. You argued on live national television with Malika Andrews. There is literally a viral clip of Stephen A. Smith telling Malika Andrews to shut up on national TV, talking about Ime Udoka. Y'all talked about it. But now, when it's someone, a bit more close to home, it's silent. There's crickets, nobody's saying anything. But once again, Ime Udoka, not all the facts were out, and y'all still talked about it. Sharon Moore, not all the facts are out, y'all still talked about it. See, that's the thing, um, when emotion is high, logic is low. When emotion is high, logic is low. I there was there's someone else said something. Oh yeah, there was a tweet from I think like October of some guy. um oh yeah, the one and only WIP's finest, Spike Eskin. The one and only WIP's finest, coming to the defense of the aforementioned now disgraced journalist, pretty much coping. Spike Eskin coping on Twitter. She's been good to us on the show. We're rooting for her. See, these are the people that are the problem with Philadelphia media. Like you have lost the plot. You've lost the handle. And I know we're going to use that phrase a lot today, but this is the problem with Philadelphia media. Like there is no I mean, I love my guy Thomas or Peterson. really big Eagles guy, Twitter, Instagram, pretty sure it's on YouTube as well. Like this is this see and that's the thing I hate it. And this is gonna be I think one of our we're because I'm gonna go off here. So I don't want to make this a black thing. I don't want to make this a black thing. Um I don't want to make this as a black versus women thing, but people have talked about Zion's personal life, James Harden. They've talked about Ime Udoka, Sharon Moore. They have talked about all of these guys' personal lives, aired it out on national TV. When someone died, when Brandon Miller got drafted, the first thing Malika Andrews did was bring up the worst moments of his personal life. So spare me the crap of we don't like to get into personal lives. That's not our business. Because they'll have no trouble doing it when it fits the narrative. But the second it's someone close to home, it's silent, it's crickets. So I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear we don't get into people's personal stuff when you guys gossip about everything. Every last clip, you guys would rather talk about Zion got another Instagram model pregnant on ESPN than cover the Oklahoma City Thunder. That ESPN did that. That's what they do. So I don't want to hear, oh, we don't want to get into that. I don't want to hear that when people talk about Joel Embiid's personal business all the time. I don't want to hear that. When people try to poke dicks at Jalen Hurts, I don't want to hear that. Because this is something that we're getting sick and tired. I'm getting sick and tired. Eagles fans are sick and tired, and this whole thing, if anything else, has really turned. I'm still on AJ Brown train, but if anything, this whole thing has turned a lot of people through this entire thing. The thing that most people won't notice, how many people have turned on AJ Brown. And now everybody's going to focus on clowning Russini on Twitter and social media. But everybody's going to forget how through this whole thing, a lot of Eagles fans have turned on AJ Brown. A lot of people just in general have turned on AJ Brown. Oh, he's unhappy. He's frustrated. He wants a new change of scenery. Now, honestly, I will go as far as to say, did he ever say that? Did he ever, or was that just a fabricated claim? Because once again, do you resign if you did anything wrong? When has anyone ever? When has anyone ever done that? Please let me know. Someone, unless they resign to step down and actually retire or something, tell me the person mid-career all of a sudden resigned if they did nothing wrong. Just once again, I'll wait. It's gonna take you a while to find someone. But like once again, the issue is journalistic integrity, conflict of it. I thought that still mattered. And the personal life crap, I don't want to hear it. When you guys have talked about so many people, you guys have the amount of journalists that talk about Shannon Sharpe. That's why Shannon Sharpe is not going to do it, because his own life was dragged through the mud by maybe not mainstream, but all these other media outlets. They talked about it. That's why Shannon Sharpe is not going to. He's probably still not going to talk about this because it happened to him literally a year ago. So he's not going to talk about it. But this is where we are. I just thought journalist integrity mattered. I thought professionalism mattered. That's what I was told. That's what I'm taught. I thought it mattered. And people trying to just sweep it under the rug. Are you trying to say it doesn't matter? That it's okay? We'll leave it at that. Now let's get into um the GOAT, the legend, Howie Roseman. Howie, little press conference. Um, so we've obviously heard the Jalen Hurts hit pieces. I don't know who wrote that ESPN article again. I forgot if it was Fowler, if it was McManus. I forgot who wrote that article. Um, so Howard Roseman, general manager, addressed reports from ESPN criticizing quarterback Jalen Hurts, calling them unfair. He noted that the team communicates directly with players rather than social media. 76ers take notes, and emphasized perspectives from himself, Nishiani, and owner Jeffrey Lurie. So, Howie Roseman, um, he called it out. Howie Roseman said, I think it's unfair to have the articles written, but I understand it's what sells lately. Just unfortunate. Howie Roseman just see when I say it that Jalen Hurts and the Eagles keep ESPN's lights running. People don't. People say like, "Oh, you're a homer. You are this. You're that." The GM said these articles are what keep these news outlets running. Now it's silence. I mean, like I don't know the last Super Bowl champion. I don't know the last All Pro. I don't know the last guy to do all this while his contemporaries, which people keep on trying to say they're better than him, can't overcome what Hurts has overcome. And yet he's still talk. See, and that's the thing. When they hate you and you just keep winning, they gotta find something. They gotta throw. They gotta find something to pick at you. That's not just Jalen Hurts. That's life. When you're winning, when they said you couldn't do it but you did it anyway, that's when the haters get mad. That's when they start to throw. See, I saw a great quote from Socrates from on social media. It said, "When the debate is won, insults become the loser's tool." Socrates. I wonder if WIP knows who Socrates is. When you have won as much as Jalen Hurts has won, when you have achieved as much as Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes, they gotta find an insult. For Patrick Mahomes, it's gotten to the point to go after, make fun of his wife, they'll find anything. With Lamar Jackson, oh, it's how he speaks, it's how he conducts himself. With Jalen Hurts, upstanding citizen, oh, he's too serious. Have some fun. You see, and once again, all three of those quarterbacks have something in common. I'll let you figure it out. But when the debate is won, when the game is won, insults become the loser's tool. I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great because once again, we're right. And the mass majority of people who just believe what the report said, you know, and see, this is why I've always been a huge D Gun. Love the Seth Joyner show. Love those guys. That's why we were always rocking with D Gun. That's why. See, and another thing, just real quick, back to the first topic. When I saw that Adam Schefter was distancing himself from whatever the heck Dianna Russini was saying, I was like, so is that not going to cause any skepticism from anyone else in the media? Or is that just something that's going to get swept under the rug that a really distinguished, well-known, super credible journalist, when he tweets, millions see it in seconds. When he's distancing himself from this woman, Is that not telling you something? But people, don't want they don't want to admit it. Like when people can't admit that they've lost the war, they've lost the plot, they'll scratch their claw. And hey, I was one of those people initially that with this season especially, that the offense would figure it out. When everybody outside the Eagles knew that the offense was not going to get fixed, Patullo, it was not going to work. But nevertheless, Eagles didn't have a great season. But now, and this is the last thing we'll talk about. Now, the thing on AJ Brown now, you got Hollywood Brown, Dontavian Wicks, Darius Cooper behind Devontae Smith. Currently, AJ Brown's still on the roster. Dontavian Wicks and Hollywood Brown. When Hollywood Brown first got here, my thing was Hollywood Brown is here to compete with Darius Cooper for wide receiver 3. A month, like 3 weeks later, now it's Dontavian Wixon as well. Now, I'm now leaning, is Howie Roseman loading up on these wide receivers to try to build a trade package to bring in a defensive piece? That's something to also look at. It could also be that he's getting Wicks and Brown and to go alongside maybe Devontae wide receiver 1 and move on from AJ. Obviously not to New England. And we'll end it off with why Howie Roseman, being Howie Roseman, never even consider, like, if he sees a New England area code, if he sees the Boston area code, he's not picking up the phone. We'll get into that at the end real quick. But the wide receiver room now, especially with Dontavian Wicks, it's kind of making you wonder, consider what's going on. This Howie Roseman, is he building that trade package, or is he getting ready to ship off AJ Brown? And we'll end it off with this one on AJ Brown. And or Howie Roseman, really. After this whole thing, there is zero chance. There's more chance of me making the Michigan football team than Howie Roseman sending AJ Brown to New England. Zero chance. There's zero shot. Me personally, after Romeo Dobbs got traded, I thought, okay, they're not going to do that. Now, after this whole thing, there is zero chance. That's like, that's like, and people are going to know what kind of NFL player we're also going to referencing it. That's like the girl is like, I think someone also uses like, this is like but this is so common. This is like when the girl is like, oh, we should, be friends, whatever. You're like, cool. And then she still asks you to like drive her to some other person's house. And I'm like, what? Whoa. Absolutely not. There is no way Howie Roseman is going to get played by the Patriots and then send one of the best players in the NFL to the Patriots. Come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. Like, be serious. Howie Roseman, one of the best in the game. He's not doing that. But hey, man, I know there's gonna be people waiting to jump in and go off about the first thing we talked about. We'll be up on other stuff and about 30 minutes or something. But hey, man, it's your boy Phil Top. We always keep it a stack, keep it a buck, 100, a bean, whatever you want to call it. We keep it a stack. We keep it a buck. Always objectivity, journalistic integrity over here. Until next time, I'm out, y'all.